Hey guys, what's up? It's the Black Avenger, aka the Black Aswell, Lee Sanders of the RCWR show and Impact Showdown Radio, coming at you on April 13th, 2013. We are just minutes removed now from the season premiere of Iyanla, Fix My Life, that had rapper DMX. Now, for you guys that watch that show, I know you all are probably going to want to correct me on how to announce her name. I'm letting you guys right now, I may fumble through her name throughout this video. I have tried to do a couple of rehearsals of her name. It just isn't rolling off of my tongue properly, so forgive me in advance if I mess up her name. But in neither case, DMX was the interview that everybody had been talking about for weeks, especially since they had saw the 30-second clip hyping up this powerful, eye-catching season premiere episode. And man, was it ever a truly eye-opening experience that just had me have shades of my personal childhood. And first, let me just say that if you are a long-time DMX fan, you definitely want to represent and you want to use the hashtag support DMX. Send your words of encouragement to this young black brother because he needs all the support he can get right now. This man is obviously not all right in the head. He is battling some pretty big demons. Part of those demons is the alcohol, the weed, the drugs, just all that. He needs help bad, as even with that, once that's all been taken away, he is damaged spiritually and he needs all the help he can get. Of course, we're no stranger to DMX over here. I definitely grew up listening to his music, owned practically all his albums that came out, loved the stuff that he was doing with Rough Riders. You know, this guy, he's been having troubles with the law at least since 1998, and it seems like at least once a year maybe this guy is always getting in trouble with the law. Take earlier this year, back in February, he actually got in trouble with the law as he got arrested for having an expired license. So he was driving while having an expired license, and there was a minor in the vehicle. Okay? Guy's been getting in trouble with the law since 1998. I would go through the list of just how much stuff this man has gone through. But by the time I get done doing that, I'm not BSing you guys. That's going to take up like at least 10 minutes. Rather than go down the rap sheet, I highly encourage you guys to just Google it. You can see with your own eyes, this man is no freaking stranger to the law. And just keeping all that in mind, you know, what tonight should have been about was a young man that is at a point in his life right now where he wants to be able to become an older man, a granddad, be able to kick back and enjoy his children's children, be a good granddaddy, you know, great grandpa, whatever. And this should have been an episode tonight on Fix My Life where we should have seen DMX wanting to get rid of all these bad vices and start a new chapter, a chapter of sobriety. But that wasn't even the case, as at one point during this show, we see DMX just brutally, verbally, just downgrade the hell out of Iyanla and just talking to her in a way that is like, I know if I were to try to talk to my mom that way, or I know if I saw somebody else try to talk to my mom that way, I'd probably be don't drop them right there on the spot. That's just personally me. But to see DMX behave the way that he's behaving, I know it's probably going to shock the hell out of some of you that didn't watch tonight's episode. Now that I'm pulling it out there, you're probably going to want to try to check it out. Don't worry, it'll come on multiple times this weekend. 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be on during the course of the week. So trust me, you'll be able to catch it. But to see the way that he was behaving with a woman that is of his elder, it's like, man, didn't you learn anything? I'm sure somebody taught you some manners, but it just seems like it went out the door. And you know, at one point we even hear this guy tell Iyanla to shut the fuck up. Iyanla basically had enough. She said, "You don't ever get to talk to me like that ever again." She was pretty much done with this guy, as he just looked like he reeked of drugs. This guy looked like he need some serious detox, big time detox. As a black man, I'm very disappointed when I see a guy like DMX always making the tabloids in a negative way. It's unfortunate because I always thought that DMX should be right up there with a Jay-Z, with a Puff Daddy, Diddy Combs, whatever he wants to call himself these days, Sugar Pups, whatever. I always thought he should have been up there with the whole clothing line and making the transition to having his own record label, some top-notch level stuff, and promoting upcoming acts. I've always looked at him as an entrepreneur type of guy, at least in this day and age. Now, I know he kind of flirted around with it in the past, but it just didn't really seem like it lasts that long because the guy just keeps getting in trouble with the law. This is nowhere near the DMX that we first saw that broke out back in the day. Two completely different guys now, and what's really mind-boggling is how in all his songs, pick up any album, he's always talking about "got this" and "let me see the light" and all this other stuff. Yeah, you finally get an opportunity where you have somebody that's trying to talk to you straight, trying to keep it real. And I mean, this is just stupid in itself. How many guys do you know of that's on drugs that asks Iyanla's help, right? But it's not the kind of help that you think. It's the type of help where he wants to know how to basically keep his dick in his pants so he can stop messing around with women. Basically, he's hurt over the fact that he had lost his woman of 24 years. Whatever, but that's we don't need to dive into all that crap. The focus right now just needs to be on this interview that he had did with DMX, that Iyanla did with DMX, and I want to read you guys a statement. And this came in an exclusive statement from allhiphop.com. This is what DMX had gave to them. This was part of a press release released by his representative Dominique Nadi of Nadi Celebrity Services, and he says, direct quote right here: DMX agreed to be a guest on Iyanla Fix My Life with the understanding that she would be helping his relationships with his 10 children, the statement says. Now, when he arrived for the taping, most of the content was focused on his struggles with drugs and poor parenting. Iyanla did not fix DMX's life, just made his image worse, and does not have DMX's personal written consent to use the footage. Well, in either case, they were able to air this, and I think that with all the parties involved, I honestly, if they had any type of a case, I don't think this episode would have aired. I think that it just would have been shelved. So this whole talk about footage being used without written consent, I'm not buying that bullshit. Now here's the thing. This came from his whole representative, right? Peep this next line out, boys and girls. What the team does want DMX fans to know is that he is working on a new album that will include Swiss beats, and we hope to also work with Timberland, Dr. Dre, and Kanye West. Another announcement is upcoming. Another announcement is his upcoming film, Blame It on the Hustle, which features Makeet Pfeiffer and Ving Rhames. Well, that's good that you got the whole movie thing And you got the whole album thing drop in and all that good stuff. That's good, DMX. That's real good. But peep this, man. Obviously, you got some demons in your body that you need to be pushed out of you, because the way things are looking right now, man, any guy that can sit up and tell his kid, look, I do not want to get clean and sober to have a healthy relationship with you. So come on, you might as well give me a hug now, because the next time you're gonna see me is going to be at my funeral. I just think anytime you can say some crap like that, you need some help. You guys didn't watch the show tonight? Don't take my word for it. Go check out TV Guide, see when the episode comes on, and share your thoughts. For those of you that did watch tonight's season premiere of Fix My Life, I want to hear you guys' thoughts of this powerful season opener. Leave those comments below, and what we'll end up doing is myself and co-host Diamond K will actually follow up on it on our Tuesday night edition of the RCWR show, because this is definitely a topic that I want to bring up to start off our show. So share those comments below, and if you end up checking out some more of our great content that's up on here and you like it, definitely hit the subscribe button so that you never miss out, as we're always posting exclusive goodies like this from time to time. But you know, overall it was really a heartbreaking interview, and it just kind of made me appreciate how far along I've come as a young man, because growing up I pretty much didn't have a father. It was pretty much my mom that did the responsibility of being a mom and a dad. So times I would get that nice soft side, and there was other times where I would get that rough, you know, that dad like type of tough love. And you know, there was times where it was kind of rough there, but overall I ended up pretty okay for a young black man at a time where most single parents, mothers at that, the children would be hanging out with gangs, and they would be doing the drugs, and next thing you know, they probably get in trouble with the law, or worse, they end up being dead. But luckily, I was very fortunate to not get dealt that hand. I pretty much had a good support system in my mom, and the type of neighborhoods that we lived in. You know, for the most part, it was always mixed. So I got to hang out with everybody: blacks, whites, Asians, Puerto Ricans, Germans, and pretty much anybody that you could think of. It didn't even matter if they was purple or green. You know, we was hanging out with them. You know, but it just really makes you appreciate even more when you just really look at what went down with this interview tonight. It just makes you appreciate even more how good your life actually is. I mean, you think you might have it bad, but when you see a guy like DMX, sometimes you just kind of kick back and go, man, well, I thought I had it bad, but after seeing that, you know, suddenly life really isn't that bad. You know what I'm saying, folks? But definitely go on ahead and leave those comments. You know, in closing, I just want to say that I may no longer buy DMX music after this interview. But he's still in my thoughts and prayers. I wish the brother nothing but success. I want for him to succeed in life. I want him to succeed in whatever business endeavors he embarks on. At the same time, I would love for him to be clean and be sober, and try to work on having a very healthy relationship with his family, because obviously there are still plenty of people, even though he may have disowned them or he's no longer communicating with them on a regular basis, there are still a lot of people close to his family that still love him and care about him greatly. And if he does not get the help needed soon, mark my words, I think before 2015, this guy's going to be dead. And really, it's not going to shock the hell out of me, but that's just my thoughts on that. Leave those comments down below. Be sure to subscribe. Black Avenger Lee Sanders, wishing you guys be safe. Be kind to one another, folks. Y'all take care.